They go play action. Now Mahomes. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
But no, it takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Well, you know, it's hard for some of these guys to get on the same page because they've only been practicing together for a week, but these two, I think they're pretty familiar.
I would say so, right? You go back to OTAs, mini camps, preseason camp, games, the whole deal. They ought to know each other pretty well, and in an all-star game like this, key situations, you find someone like that who you know will be exactly where you think they're supposed to be.
Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Breeze in the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
And that's the big fella's M.O. right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he will find his Saints teammate Michael Thomas complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And some space here. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for the touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 36 yards. And the NFC able to widen their advantage. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Rosas to add the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Mahomes now to throw. Throw to the right here to Gordon. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Charles, this the 2019 Pro Bowl. The AFC's won both games that have been played here in Orlando since they moved it here. Both have been competitive, 20-13 2 seasons ago, and then last year in 2018 it was 24-23 the final.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, Travis Kelce, Lorenzo Alexander were the game MVPs, offense and defense respectively. And then last year, Delaney Walker of the Titans, their tight end, he won it on offense, and Von Miller of the Broncos won it on defense. Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. It's Kelce on the ground. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. Now Mahomes' throw complete to his tight end, Kelce. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, But it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So that last penalty making this third down much more manageable. Third down, 4 yards to go. To throw, it's Mahomes. Sets up the screen to Gordon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, he was so good throwing the football on third down during the regular season. Why wouldn't it carry over here to the Pro Bowl?
Sometimes that's just who you are, right? If you're good at something during, as you said, during the regular season, so what if it's with a bunch of guys you're unfamiliar with? It's third down. He finds a way to convert.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Mahomes going to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver, but now it's third and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. 11 yards, but still not enough. Fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Jason Myers now for the AFC field goal. And Myers able to knock it through. So we've reached halftime of the 2019 Pro Bowl with the NFC on top. As we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
The NFC looking to rewrite a little history as they lead this 2019 Pro Bowl at the break. Now remember, they've lost both of the previous Pro Bowls played here in Orlando. But maybe, just maybe, this is the one to break the streak. A lot still to play for in the second half as we go back to Camping World Stadium and Brandon Gaudin.
This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Breeze and the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Breeze now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football. And
he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the NFC adds on to their lead. Great play, but admittedly, the tackling in the Pro Bowl, Charles, not always the best.
I would say that they're not quite as committed to getting a guy on the ground in the Pro Bowl as maybe during the regular season and, of course, in the playoffs. But still, heck of an individual effort there on that run.
Roses now to add the PAT. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the rookie Saquon Barkley, the one who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. We mentioned the history of this game, the Pro Bowl. Of course, for many folks our age, the Pro Bowl always meant a trip to Hawaii. You know, they held it there from 80 till 09, and again for a handful of years in this decade before the last 3 being here in Orlando.
And there's something to be said, no doubt about it, for getting to go to Hawaii. Imagine being named a Pro Bowler and going home and telling your family, we're headed to Hawaii for a vacation. But think about going to Orlando, especially if you've got kids. All the theme parks, all the great things to do, plus not nearly as long a flight no matter where you come from in the United States. I think it's a big deal and a good thing to have it here in Orlando.
The Panthers' Luke Kuechly there on the tackle.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense and at times will actually make checks just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimum gain.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for the AFC. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return is Cohen. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the NFC is going to have a short field as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready? 95-56.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On the toss, it's Gurley. Gurley's got the 1st down and then some. And he is in. Touchdown NFC. Todd Gurley, 24 yards. And the NFC able to widen their advantage.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Rosas to add the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And last year's rushing and total touchdown leader Todd Gurley caps it with his first of the game here. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. Working from the gun, Mahomes complete, the tight end Kelsey. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You look back a few years ago, Charles, when the Pro Bowl did that 3-year experimentation. I know you're a traditionalist. You like AFC versus NFC.
Yes, I do.
But for the games 2014, 15, and 16, they tried something a little different. They held essentially a fantasy draft for players. Year 1, it was Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders as captains. Year 2, Michael Irvin and Chris Carter. And then in year 3, Michael Irvin again matching up against Jerry Rice.
And one common denominator, every single one of those guys with a gold jacket, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So they didn't ask you and I to be the captains and make the picks. And by the way, the playmaker, Michael Irvin, went 2-0. And you know I heard all about that.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here comes Cohen. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. From the pistol, it's Gurley. Gurley's got the 1st down and then some. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Gurley again here on 1st down. Oh, he breaks another. And he is in. Touchdown NFC. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the NFC stretching that lead out even a bit further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Rosas now to add the PAT. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because, you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
11 yards there, first down. Continuing to steadily move the ball down the field. Not big play after big play, but these moderate gains getting him first down.
And you know what they add up to, right? If you continue that pace and you continue to move it downfield, they add up into 6 points. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll get 5 on the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here's Brett Kern now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Breeze in the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. He was taken down by the Texans' Jadeveon Clowney. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Ready? Ready? And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Gurley. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley of Baltimore with a tackle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Rose is looking to throw. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Roses to add the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On first down, Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And complete, right side to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
One final try from Mahomes. Caught left side, Hopkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch, a lot of those great matchups that we don't get to see during the regular season because sometimes teams don't play against each other. And, oh, by the way, no one got hurt. There's the win for everyone. I think the fans enjoyed this one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody. Welcome to Madden NFL 20. Here you can try the all-new QB1 face of the franchise or enjoy classic Madden with Madden Ultimate Team franchise or a quick pickup game in exhibition.
All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have? Look in the mirror. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting.